Yo, 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 we're fashionably late, but we're here. We got some things to discuss. Let's jump into it.
This is one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, we just shot a few of my shits down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed. Wow, my cloaking device is just malfunction. Guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces for my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. Let's rock and roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas, you wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scrambled they spy drones.
That voice, speaking Sumerian, the oldest language in human history.
I can't explain it.
Showtime. Hey, it's your boy, Big Mike Raider, writer and contributor for Planet Raiders, and I'm back in the building. We're going to wait for a few people to pop in. We got 7 in the building right now. We're going to have a couple more. We're going to wait for a little bit more to pop in. Shout out to JD, who's already in a little bit early. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the support. We got some things to talk about, guys. We got to talk about Robert Spillane and how much of a monster this dude is. I mean, he showed out against the Jets on Sunday. He showed that he might be going for a Pro Bowl. And we're going to look deep into his numbers to see if he has a case. I think he does. The eyeball test tells me he does. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the Dolphins. We're going to talk like an early look at the Dolphins. Everybody's not giving us a chance for this game, guys. And it's looking a little ugly. But I think we have a shot, and I'm going to tell you how I think we can win this game against the Dolphins in Miami. Hey, Coach Pierce already, has them ready, practicing early. They decided not to travel to Miami, which is a little bit different from what we've seen from Coach McDaniels. We didn't see that type of approach, and whenever we go to the East Coast, we kind of get bit in the ass. So it's going to be a big difference this time around, and I'm excited to see how they approach this road trip or this road game, and we'll move on from there. But that's what we're going to do for the show. Let's start this thing out, man. We got 8 in the building. I need for you guys to like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Man, we don't have a lot of people in here. I wonder what's going on, man. But it's all right. The 8 that's in here, man. Let's get this show started. Let's talk about Robert Spillane. Robert Spillane. So, he's congratulations to Robert Spillane. He got AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Well deserved. He had 3 tackles and interception, a key interception at the end of the game, and he's leading the league in what was amongst the linebackers. 3 interceptions, most out of all the linebackers. I kind of want to look at his stats a little bit to kind of solidify what he's been doing this season. This season, Robert Spillane has 81 combined tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 quarterback hits, 3 interceptions, like I said, and 2.5 sacks. That's a big stat line. He's a little bit of everywhere in the field. He's good at he's showing that he's reliable on coverage, 3 interceptions. He's showing that he's a threat when it comes to the pass rush. He's a tackling machine. He's everywhere on the field. This is what I have him. I did a little bit of math. I crunched the numbers. And this is what I have him. 1 second. I have him. This is the projected total for Robert Spillane by the end of the season. If he finishes this off like this, if he continues this pace, he will have 138 tackles, 5 interceptions, and 4.5 sacks. Guys, do you think that's enough to make the Pro Bowl? I think it's enough. 138 tackles, 5 interceptions, and 4.5 sacks is definitely it's definitely Pro Bowl worthy. I will say that. As of right now, where he stands, as far as defensive stats right now. He is 16th in the league in tackles. He's tied with Quincy Williams from the Jets. The leading tackler right now is Zaire Franklin from the Colts, 1.5 sacks as well. But let's see what we have. I don't think he has any interceptions. So when you look at down the line, it's mostly linebackers on this top 15, 16. There is one safety who is Cameron Bynum, who's having a hell of a season, 83 tackles. He actually has more interceptions than that safety. So this is something that we got to keep an eye on. I think that if Robert Spillane continues this path, he's going to make a Pro Bowl. He's going to get that Pro Bowl nod because he does a little bit of everything on the field, not just tackling, but getting after the quarterback and covering. Let's see who we got in the building. We got NVD Money in the building. There you go, all ready to go. Man, we only got like 10 in the building. I don't know what's going on today, man. What's going on? Where's the support today, man? I don't know. Carlos and Fuego in the building. Do you believe the Raiders can make the playoffs? Miami and Chiefs, Raider Nation for life. So down the stretch, we have the second toughest schedule in the NFL right now. So it starts this Sunday with the Dolphins. I say that we have to win at least one of those 2 games. And I think that we can win. It would be great if we win these next two wins, these next 2 games. If we get these 2 wins, I think we're good for the playoffs. But I said at the beginning of the season that we were going to go 9-8. That was my record prediction. Is that enough for the playoffs? And that remains to be seen. There's going to be a whole bunch of teams that's going to be fighting for that number 7 spot. You even see it right now. You got the Texans at number 7, and then you got the Bills on the outside looking in. You got the Bengals outside looking in. You got the Colts outside looking in. And then there's us, right? So we have to win the games that are in front of us. That's really what it comes down to. And as much as people want to say it's not realistic to say that we're not going to win these next 2 games, I think it is. And I think there's a way to win this. And I think under Coach Pierce, I think that he's gonna light a fire under these guys. And I think that they do have a chance. And I think they go in there actually believing that they have a shot to beat these guys. So what do you guys think, man? I think we're going to go 9-8. I'm hoping that it's 10-7. I think 10-7 is a sweet spot where we can get in the playoffs. 9-8 is kind of a iffy situation. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. Milo Hunt, Big Mike, how are you? I'm doing great. Talking a little about Robert Spillane. I'm going to continue with some of his stats and talk a little bit about PFF and where they got him graded right now. So, but yeah, I'm doing great, Milo Hunt. Thanks for the support as always. Let's see. Actually, I've never seen you around, but so, hopefully this isn't your last time. I appreciate you coming in. Jersey Raider in the building, my guy. What's going on, man? Big Mike, what's good, my guy? Hey, good to see you, man. Hopefully I'm in Jersey at some point once again, kind of hang out and do what we did a couple of weeks ago. That was a good time, man. But it was good. It was good to see you. Good to connect a face with the person. It's YouTube is kind of a weird thing, right? I ran into David Zahn as well in Jersey, and he came up to me and he dapped me up, gave me a handshake. It was cool. And then he said, David Zahn. I'm like, oh, David Zahn. So it was like, I didn't really connect the face. Now it's such a small circle right there with your face is connected to it. So you kind of like don't really connect it the way you should. But when you tell me your name and then I connect it, it's all love, man. And it was good to see you, Jersey Ray. It was the same thing, man. Yeah, hopefully I see you soon. Let's see, NVD Money. Yeah, if you stay on track, I can see 41 making a Pro Bowl. Yeah, you see the stats on the ticker below. 141, 138 tackles, 5 interceptions, and 4.5 sacks. That's phenomenal if he can get that done. He's on pace for that for sure. So we'll see. Time for me to get a 41 jersey. I was thinking the same thing. We're getting some more people in the building. We got 19 in the building. When you guys get in here, make sure you like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Let's see. Dominique 5 in the building. There you go. What's going on, man? JNN Galindo. What's going on? What's up, G? What's going on, bro? Good to see you. Good for the thanks for the support. Let's talk a little bit more about Robert Spillane. I really want to kind of solidify. I want to put the stamp on his campaign for the Pro Bowl. I'm really rooting for him to make this Pro Bowl. I think, and you see his projection, the stats right there. 138 tackles will get it done. 5 interceptions as a linebacker will absolutely get it done, along with those 4.5 sacks. Let's continue. We got Latina Griffin in the building. Thanks for the support. Thanks for coming in. Salute to you. Thanks for the support. The legendary Sean Johnson in the building. Salute, Big Mike. Salute to you, man. Good to see you as always. So, guys, let's talk about more about Robert Spillane. This is about Robert Spillane right here. So, Robert Spillane, highest graded linebacker in the NFL for Week 10, 90.8 PFF grade. That's a good start. This is what you want to see from your middle linebacker, from your captain of your team. This is the beginning of something special. That solidifies a little bit more what we're expecting from Robert Spillane. Guys, if I have a lag, man, I apologize. I see it from my end. If I do have it on your end, I apologize. I don't know what's going on today, but just bear with me. Hear what I have to say, and we can roll from there. Let's see. So, like I said, 90.8 for Robert Spillane, highest grade linebacker in NFL. And he's been doing this all season. He's definitely been doing this all season. Side note, I want to give props to Jerry Tillery, 91.7 PFF grade versus the Jets. First amongst Raiders players, and that's a season high grade for Jerry Tillery. So he showed up as well. Let's take a deeper dive into this season. Scout, Raiders Scout, if you haven't followed him on IG or X or Twitter, whatever you guys want to call it, go ahead and do that. He dropped some good knowledge. He dropped some good nuggets of joy right there, particularly for the Raiders. Let's talk about their PFF grades for the season. So if we look at Max Crosby, you already know 91.9. He's third out of 106 in his position. Malcolm Kuntz right in the middle of the pack at 67.5. Luke Masterson, 82.2. He's been balling too. These linebackers have showed up in a big way this season, and you got to give credit to Antonio Pierce for that. You know, he's got these linebackers playing, and now that same effect is kind of rubbing off on this entire team. So it's exciting to see what's going on with the rest of this team and the rest of the Antonio Pierce effect, right? You can see it. And then side note again, right? We brought in Jack Jones, another Antonio Pierce effect, you know, a guy that was with him at Long Beach Poly in high school, which is a high school powerhouse. You know, went over after, you know, he got into some trouble at USC, went the JUCO route. Coach Pierce reached out to him, brought him into ASU, and he played under Pierce then, and that's where you saw Jack Jones shine, right? Got drafted by the Patriots, did well his first year, second year, kind of fell off a little bit, and now he's back with Antonio Pierce and the Raiders. So I'm hoping that really works out for us. I think it is going to work out for us, but you know, that goes back to the point of the Antonio Pierce effect, right? You have these linebackers who are running through walls this season. You got a Luke Masterson with an 82.2 PFF grade. Robert Spillane, that's who I wanted to talk about, right? 79.3 PFF grade with more snaps played. He is 15th out of 81 linebackers in that position. So he's up there. He's up there with the elite, right? And then you have Divine Diablo, who was 60th out of 81 with a 61.5 PFF grade. He's been injured most of the time, and he's been kind of, hate to say, he's been kind of a disappointment so far this season. But these linebackers have been playing well, and Robert Spillane has been the leader of that for sure. So, you know, that's Robert Spillane. That's my case for him making a Pro Bowl this year. One of the top linebackers PFF-wise, one of the top linebackers with stats. He's doing it all on the field. He's the captain. You can see he's rubbing off on the rest of the team. And Max Crosby has another guy that he can beast out with. And this is what's making this defense special right now. Right now, I think we're ranked 13th overall in the league. And you can see it. Like, these guys are really feeding into what's going on. The energy is contagious. Everybody is kind of buying in right now. So right now, Raider Nation is looking good. And and I hope this continues. So, guys, let's talk about the Dolphins game. Week 11, we got the Dolphins. We go on the road to Miami. We got us a tough game, probably our toughest game of the year, especially for this defense. And let's see. Before I get started, let me acknowledge the rest of you guys. Let's see. We got 831 Raider. Big Mike, what's one adjustment you want to see us make this weekend? That is a must for a Raider win. I want to see the Raiders establish longer drives on offense. That's what I want to see. You kind of saw that against the Jets, and it kind of sputtered a little bit. That's because, the Jets have one of the elite defenses in the league. So, but what I like from Bo Hardegree is that he really mixed things up. He forced his issue. He forced the run game. He made that happen. What we have to do is that we have to get Josh Jacobs involved often and early. I need for him to have about 125 yards at least for us to have a chance to win this game. We're gonna have to take the handcuffs off of Aiden O'Connell as well. It's time for him to grow up. It's time for him to show up. It's time for him to make some big plays down the field when it's time to. And we need to win this time of possession game. I think that if we win the time of possession game, we get less times on the field for that Dolphins offense to be on the field and making plays, the better. So I think that's what needs to happen. We need to win the time of possession game, and we need to be dominant. We have to have our best game on defense. I wouldn't say necessarily dominant, but we have to have our best defensive game against the Dolphins. We need to bring our A game on defense. So that's kind of what I have on the menu for the Raiders as far as how to win this game against the Dolphins. Let's see. Franklin Skinner, Planet Raiders own. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the support as always. We got John Leon in the building. Is Colton Miller playing? So I listened to the press conference with Antonio Pierce. He is confident that he didn't know. He said he didn't know, but he said that he is confident that he's going to play and that he wanted to play last week, but things didn't work out the way they were supposed to work out. And Colton Miller sat out, but it's looking a little bit better for him. Same thing with Amik Robertson. Amik Robertson is looking positive for him, which is a shocker to me that he was laid out on the field on Sunday Night Football. It's a shock to see that it's a probability that he can play. But yeah, those are the two that I'm watching. Colton Miller, I have a feeling he will play. Amik Robertson, I would like to see him sit out. Just health-wise. I know that he's not a concussion case historically, but you definitely don't want to see him on the field after him kind of taking a shot like that on Sunday Night Football. The optics of it just doesn't seem great. So that's kind of where I stand with that one. But guys, let's jump into more of this game against the Dolphins. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up something else real quick. Bear with me, y'all. Let's see. So here it is right here. As you can see, Miami they're not giving us a chance. Raiders are 13.5-point underdogs against Miami. 46.5 over under. Guys, if you're a betting person, I would say the Raiders plus 13.5. That's where I would go with that one, but that is disrespectful. They got us getting blown out in Miami. And they're not really giving this defense really much credit, right? That's kind of where my problem is, right? So right now, according to PFF, the PFF metrics overall power rank, we're 19th on the power rankings according to PFF. Dolphins are 10th. Power ranking on defense, we're 21st, which is way too low, and then they got the Dolphins at 9th, which is way too high if you were to ask me. Power ranking on offense, 27th for the Raiders. First, this is the best offense in the league according to PFF. Strength of schedule played, we have the 25th strength of schedule played so far. The Dolphins middle of the pack with 16. Average offensive snaps, 62.4 a game for us and 65 for the Dolphins. We need to be somewhat in the 68 to 70 range if we need to beat the Dolphins. We need to have more plays on the field. We need to win the time of possession, and we definitely need to dominate this game as far as time of possession goes. We need to keep that offense off the field. That's how I feel about this one. Before I continue, let me get more of the chat. Let's see what we got. We got Kenny Romero, don't like how AO4 stare down DA. Got to improve on that. Yeah, he's got to put his big boy pants on for sure this week against the Dolphins. This is not a slouch defense. Their power rank, like I said, is 9th, which is a little bit too high. I think they're somewhat middle of the pack on the higher end, maybe 12th to 14th, if you had to ask me. But they have some dogs out there that can get after the quarterback, and they have some dogs, you know, that can get after it and make plays if the ball's in the air. And AO4 staring down DA. We need to improve on that for sure. But guys, I will say this. Rest assured that Aiden O'Connell is improving, right? But you got to also keep this in mind that progress isn't linear. So if he does, you know, kind of regress a little bit for this game as far as stat-wise, and he looks a little sloppy, that doesn't mean that he's not the guy. We can't be parabolic as far as that goes. If he struggles a little bit, we got to keep supporting him. And then, you know, taking some lumps sometimes is a good thing for quarterbacks. He takes his lumps and he learns from it. So I think this, win or lose, this is going to be a learning experience big time for AO4, and I'm excited for him, win or lose on this one. I really hope that he does improve right away without from staring down DA. That can't happen in this game if we want to win this one. Let's see. We got John Leon. What do you think about Jack Jones? I think he's great. Like I said on my last video, I did a little quick video yesterday. Go ahead and check it out if you like. He had a 76.8. I'm sorry. He had a 76 coverage grade in 2022. The whole season. Against the Packers last year, against Aaron Rodgers, he had a 93.5 PFF grade. He played great. He was great on defense. The following week against the Lions, he dropped a little bit to an 80.5 PFF grade. So I think with some polishing in a right situation, a change of scenery, playing with the right guys in the right scene, I think that he can come in and really make and do some damage once he learns this playbook. I think that he's going to be a great addition. I think it's an absolute steal. That's how I feel about Jack Jones for sure. John Leon, thanks for the support, man. X_7608, thanks for popping in, man. Thanks for the support. Raider Laws. If we can slow them down, that means our defense is ready for whoever. Yeah, this is going to be a big test for this defense. I'm telling you, this is definitely a big test. This is something that these guys should be excited for. I really want to see how Max Crosby and Robert Spillane, even Marcus Epps, comes out and really rallies these troops and see how they can come out there and make things happen and get these guys excited. I really want to see what the approach is for this defense, for this new look Raiders on the road. I'm really excited for it. John Leon, I still think we draft a quarterback in the first or second round, regardless if AOC plays well. Yeah. Yeah, and it also depends on who's available where we draft, right? You know, a guy like, you know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's real early, but if you get a guy like Jaden Daniels from LSU, well, actually, he's not coming out. If you get a guy like Jordan Travis who's coming out, you know, one of those guys that's not the big three. Now, I say the big three like Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, and Drake May. Outside of that, those are the guys we're gonna have to start looking at that next tier, because those guys are gonna be like maybe top 10, 1 and 2 for Caleb Williams, Drake May, Penix. It looks like he's gonna be a top 10 guy, and I see us picking around in the middle of the draft. So we're gonna have to look at that next tier quarterbacks. But if it's not available in the first round, second round does sound like a good move to me, man, for sure, for sure. Lord Buddy Bear in the building. What's going on? What up, Big Mike? Is Antonio Pierce the guy? I'm starting to buy in the more I learn about him. Yeah, I think he's the guy. I thought he was the guy from the jump. I think that, you know, coming from where he came from, being a JUCO guy, and scratching guys, when I say he's a JUCO guy, I don't think you guys understand the severity of that, right? When you play California JUCO football, it's tough, man. It's tough. There's really very little structure. It's very self-motivating. You got to be a self-starter. You got to be, you know, there's not really anybody to kind of hold your hand. You make it through there. You have a level of maturity that other players in college don't necessarily have. For the fact that he came out of JUCO and then go and get a scholarship at a D1 Pac-12, Pac-10 at the time, and playing at Arizona, and then from there going to the NFL undrafted and making a name for himself, then you could just tell that this is the type of guy he is. He's a guy who scratches and claws for everything he's got. And he took that mentality to the coaching realm, where he started at the high school level at Powerhouse Long Beach Poly, did well there, went to ASU, did well there, got a chance to play to coach in the NFL, and he's done well with these linebackers, and these players buy into what he's selling. And that is a leader of men. This is somebody that we've been missing for a very long time, a leader of men, but who can also be very flexible and understanding that everybody has a job and everybody has a role, and that he's not too big to say that he's still learning what's going on. He's constantly in the offensive line room. He's constantly in other position rooms because he's a linebacker and doesn't necessarily know the ins and outs of everybody. He's saying that the quarterback is his BFF. So he's learning the ins and outs. His sidekick, Bo Hardegree, right? They were on a treadmill together. They work out every day. That's been their routine up to this point. They continue doing that. So you got the three-headed monster right now, Bo Hardegree, Antonio Pierce, and AO4. They're kind of working together in synergy and making this thing happen. I think that goes a long way. And I think because of that, I think Antonio Pierce is the prime candidate to be the next head coach for the Raiders. Guys, what do you think about that one? I think that's a good move for sure. El Matic in the building. Hey, good to see you, man. Hope everything's well on your end. We got 61 in the building. I need for you guys to like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Let's see. This name is wild. He didn't warn me either, but I'm not complaining. Jones was projected to go round 1, early round 2, only fell to the 4th because of off-field issues, right? Yes, absolutely. Jack Jones started at USC. He got into trouble. I forget what exactly he got into trouble with, but went to JUCO, kind of got humbled over there. And then Antonio Pierce kind of grabbed him, grabbed him from the JUCO route and really forced his hand, really was like rooting for this guy to succeed, right? He was writing to the school president. He really wanted Jack Jones to be a part of what was going on at ASU, and it paid off and it paid off big for him. And I think Jack Jones really appreciates that coming from Antonio Pierce. And yeah, I do think because of those off-field issues, and he's a little bit undersized, he's about 170 pounds. But you got guys like what's the guy from Mississippi State that came out, the rookie from Mississippi State? He's a little bit smaller, but he was a first-round pick this year. So yeah, it was part of it was the off-field issues and attitude and things like that, but he's in the right situation. I'm not worried about that at all, guys. We got Raider Ray 775. What up? What's going on, man? Thanks for popping in. And yeah, I definitely told you what I thought about Jack Jones. Let's see. If Pierce is the head coach, would he keep Hardegree as the OC? I don't think so. But I mean, I would like to see him get another chance to stay on the squad. Maybe the quarterback coach, kind of keep him alongside AO4 and kind of molding AO4 to be the guy if he's going to be our guy. Who knows? Jeff Acosta in the building. How's the vacated the Philippines? Haven't been back there in a good minute. It was great. It was great. Definitely experienced a lot of things that I've never experienced. Definitely humbled. Was with my wife's family. They welcomed me in with open arms from day one. It was great. It was a great time. Went to a wedding, a family wedding. My daughter got to kayak. They took a lot of pictures. They were swimming, and it was just a good time. Everybody was happy. Tried some coconut rum. Go check some coconut rum. I had that, and I got pretty messed up. But yeah, straight from the coconut, like homemade. it was great, man. But it was great experiences. But I was ready to come home and sleep back in my bed, man. But I definitely had a good time. So, guys, let's see what we got here. We got Joseph Rivas, first-time viewer. I got you a sub, brother. Thanks for popping in, man. Hopefully this isn't your last time, man. We talk a little bit about football, Raiders ball. We do film breakdown. By the way, guys, me and Andy are going to do a film breakdown tomorrow on Jack Jones. You guys don't want to miss that one. We got a haymaker for you tomorrow. You guys want to check us out same time tomorrow. Me and Andy are going to break it down for you. Carlos and Fuego. I agree. Antonio Pierce is making a point to be the coach. Kelly needs to have a stellar draft, not potential drafting. Trenches have to be addressed. Missed out on this draft. Raider Nation for life. Now, I will say this. You know, I thought the draft this year was okay. You know, we did miss in the first round. I will give you that. I think that we should have got Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter on this defense would go crazy. We'd probably have the top 10 defense in the league right now. You know, second round, Michael Mayer. Well, he scored, right? He mossed somebody. That was good, and hopefully he brings that momentum down the line for the rest of the season, and we see more from him. Jacorian Bennett's been on the field, right? Trey Tucker, you know, he's that home run threat. We saw what he can do the previous game, and you know, we've seen a little bit of Amari Burney. Now, everybody else in the later rounds, we haven't seen Chris Smith yet. We've seen very little of Nesta Jade Silvera. So, you know, it's a little bit early to say that the draft was bad, but the first round was definitely so far. We definitely missed on that one. And Tyree Wilson is improving. I'm not going to be hard on him like I was earlier in the season. I was pretty much calling him a bust from the beginning. He didn't have a great game against the Jets, but he's improving. He's improving, and like I said, progress isn't linear. You're going to see a little bit more from him down the line. At least I hope so. So, but yeah, Coach GM, Champ Kelly needs to definitely go for the right guy, not try to overthink himself and try to be the smartest guy in the room. Go for the right guy, the obvious guy this time around. That's for sure. Joseph Rivas, Jalen Carter, and Mad Max is too crazy. Yeah, that would be a top 10 defense. Just imagine you had, you know, Carter, and then you had, you know, whoever we had in the three technique, and then we had Max Crosby on one side, Malcolm Kuntz on the other, who's been playing very well this season. We would be okay. I think we would be top 10. And then not to mention the linebackers who've been showing up. We already talked about Robert Spillane, what he can do. Marcus Epps. This secondary has been playing well. We add Jack Jones to the mix. We'd be potentially looking at a top 10 defense. And we could still see that down the line. Now, you know, this Dolphins game is going to be a little bit tough. And, you know, we will see this defense finally meet their match for sure. But I think they're up for it. I think they can get it done. So, guys, let's talk a little bit more about this Dolphins game. Right now, the impact player injuries, it's a little bit early. It's Wednesday, so we don't really have for sure's on everybody. But Max Crosby, he's questionable. You know, he's going to play. He has a little he's dealing with a leg right now. Colton Miller, his shoulder, he's also questionable. Nate Hobbs with the leg, he's questionable. Greg Van Roten with the arm is questionable. Adam Butler, by the way, has been playing lights out ball for the last 3 games. We haven't given him enough credit. I'm giving him his flowers right now. Adam Butler has been playing lights out ball at the interior D-line position, but he is questionable. Marcus Peters is questionable, and Dylan Parham is also questionable. But I expect all these guys to play. On the Dolphins side, we got Raheem Mostert with the leg. He's questionable. Armstead, the tackle right there, he's questionable. I expect him to play. Barrios, the receiver, he's also questionable. And then a little bit of everybody else is kind of not really worth mentioning. So that's what we have for the Dolphins. It look like for the most part they're going to be at full strength. Right now, PFF grade for Tua, 87.5. He's been playing lights out ball. Big time throws this season, 6%, which is probably one of the tops in the league. He's been balling out. He's definitely been balling out. So we're going to have to really really put the clamps down. And I think that if we can keep that offense off the field and get Max Crosby in situations where you can get after that quarterback, we should be okay. But guys, I want to hear what you guys think for this Dolphins game. What do you have as a score for the Dolphins game? Let me know how you feel about it. Be honest with me. You know, this is a game that a lot of people don't have us winning this game. Even Raiders fans, the realistic ones, they're like, hey, we might catch an L on this one. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that I think the Raiders are going to fight hard in this one, but I think that they're going to come up short. I think the score is going to be 30-24. I think we're going to get more than 20 points, but it's just going to be a little bit too much dealing with that Dolphins offense. 30-24 is the score. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that one. Let's see. We got Raider Nation in the building. What's good, Big Mike? Hopefully we can beat the Fins. I hope so too. We definitely got to get after the quarterback. We got to establish the run. We got to stay on the field on offense. And that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do to win this game. Let's see. Let's see. Not only do we need to hit in the draft, we need to keep guys around next year too, like Spillane, et cetera, et cetera. So Spillane he's due for another year. We only paying him $1.8 million, which is the biggest steal probably in the NFL right now. So he's back for next year, but I would love to see them bring him in for an extension. Give him a 3-year extension, build this defense around Mad Max and Spillane, and let's get this thing rolling. But yeah, we definitely need to keep our guys like Spillane. I would like to see Marcus Epps coming back as well, but I don't know what his contract looks like. A Chain scares me more than anyone this Sunday, to be honest. Yeah, he's back in business. His rushing his yards per carry is like ridiculous, right? So we definitely have to, we have to do a better job with stopping the run. And I think that the Raiders against the Jets, they did an okay job. They improved just a little bit, but they need to improve. They need to be a little bit better than they did against the Jets, against this Dolphins rushing attack. They don't get enough credit, that rushing attack for the Dolphins. They can get it done. They can really break this game if we let them. Everybody wants to talk about Tyreek Hill. Everybody wants to talk about Waddle on the other side, but what really gets it done is this is their rushing attack. So we really gotta clamp down on that one. Let's see. John Leon, we need to hit 2 at point blank period. Absolutely. Raider Nation, he goes hopefully 30-28 Raiders. I would love that. I would love that. Let's see. Let's see. Lord Buddy Bear, 27-22. John Jenkins and X Factor comes up big, man. Okay, so I guess I'm the one who's the negative Nancy around here, man. Hey, I would love to see it. Raiders 27-22. I hope so, man. I hope so. I'm rooting for my guys. I really hope they get this done, man. Let's see. John Leon, I think we keep Miami under 21 points. Whew. I'll tell you this. We go to Miami and we keep them under 21 points. That's going to be a big momentum shifter and carrying that into the Kansas City game. That's the game I'm really excited for. Next week is the one, guys. I know we got the Dolphins this week, but I'm really looking forward to that Kansas City game next week. I'm getting hyped up for that one because I want that game next week. If I had to choose one game out of these next 2 to win, let's beat the Chiefs, guys. That's kind of how I feel about that one. You guys let me know. Let me know. I think we can beat them too, to be honest with you. I think we're going to beat them at home. Just right off the top of my head, I think we're going to beat the Chiefs at home. James Furpo in the building. Thanks for the support. John Leon, salute. Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. X7608. What do you think about sending corner blitz? Maybe Tua won't see it because he'll be worried about Max. I would love to see Nate Hobbs going in on a corner blitz. I would love to see Nate Hobbs is definitely one that I would really like to see. Jacorian Bennett go in there and get after the quarterback real quick. I would love that. I would love that. We've been masking our blitzes a lot more for the last couple of games, and it's exciting to see the what's the word? Just how much this defense has changed since the beginning of the season, or when Josh McDaniels was there, right? Just to see just how this defense has evolved and how much they really mix things up. You got to give credit to Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham is calling a hell of a season right now. I think that he's doing his best work right now. And I would love to see them send corner blitzes and definitely mask a lot of blitzes and really get to really rattled in that pocket and get after them and make a lot of sacks for sure. Let me see. Joseph Rivas says, we'll know if we're able to cover after a few plays. The DBs better have the track shoes on. Yeah, that's for sure. And that's what Antonio Pierce said in the press conference. Everybody has the track shoes on. This is going to be a run and gun type of game. Hopefully they're ready to go. I think 27-20 Miami, but it's definitely a winnable game. And if we squeak out a win, won't be incredibly surprised. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would be excited, but I won't be surprised. I think the Raiders have it in them to get it done. You hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs, he carries the ball, 25 to 30 times, and he gets about 125 yards. That will be an ideal situation. Aiden O'Connell keeps doing what he's doing, being that game manager, not really making too many mistakes, taking the risks when it's time to take the risks. I think that we will do well, and we can get that upset for Miami. But we're a 14-point underdog. That's absurd. We're going to keep this game close, guys, for sure. Number 21 should stick with number 10. Okay. Yeah, I think that 0 is going to probably be on 10 for sure. That's what I think is gonna happen for this game, just because of the speed. But you're gonna have to have a safety kind of helping over there to bracket, because one-on-one, you can't go one-on-one with Tyreek Hill. That's a no-no right there. We're gonna have to bracket often this game. We're gonna have to bracket. Dan Rader, it's a tough game. Dolphins are definitely beatable. Run the ball and win time of possession. Keep their offense off the field as long as possible. Raiders defense needs to keep it close. Absolutely. And that's one thing about the Dolphins that people don't want to talk about, but I've noticed it, and I'm sure a lot of people who know football have noticed it. The Dolphins, when they get hit in the mouth, they don't want no part of it. Against physical teams, they fail. They falter. So if we're physical with the Dolphins, we can beat them. You saw what happened with the Chiefs when they were in London or whatever, where they played. The Chiefs hit them in the mouth early. They let their foot off the gas, and the Dolphins came back. So if we hit them in the mouth early, we got to keep our foot on the gas on this Dolphins offense, because they're the best in the league. So hit them in the mouth early and often, and keep your foot on their throats at that point. That's how we have to get it done for sure. Let's see. I heard Pierce called a timeout to correct Graham's coverage. Hey, that's what needs to be done. That's what a head coach does. And being that field, that general, from the sideline and saying, no, that's not the right play. I'm going to take it in my part to say that that's wrong. Now, who's to say that Josh McDaniels wasn't doing that? Who's to say what was going on when Josh McDaniels was there? But that type of stuff is what I like about Pierce. He has a feel for the game. He's not calling just based on analytics. He's not looking at a stat sheet and 3% of the time we should do this and 10% of the time. No, he's a football player coaching now. So he has a feel for the game. And if he sees that something's wrong, he's going to call a timeout and it's wrong. What I did like about what Antonio Pierce did, it was like 3rd and long, and we got the Jets off the field, but the Jets had a penalty. But instead of declining the penalty, he listened to his players and took the penalty. They got pushed back a little bit more. Ended up saving 12 yards on the field when they went for it on 3rd down, and that was a big difference in the game, because field position was the name of the game last Sunday against the Jets. And they played the field position game and took a gamble and won. And that's what I like from Coach Pierce, is that he's listening to his players as well. That's another thing I like about him. So, if it needs to happen, if the coach needs to come in and be like, Nope, Graham, that's the wrong one. Let's back to the old drawing board. Then so be it. That's how we get it done. Let's see. Raider Nation, hopefully we can beat the Fins and the Queefs. That would be great. If we sit at 7-5 going into the bye, we have a good chance to make the playoffs. You know, we got the Colts next. We got the not the Colts. I'm sorry. We got the Vikings next. Then we'll play the Chargers again, and then we got the Chiefs again, and then the Colts, and then the Broncos. Those are all winnable games if you ask me. Besides, you know, the Chiefs game at Arrowhead on Christmas, that's a little bit iffy. But besides that, those next 4, if we go 7-5, those next 4 after that, winnable, easily winnable, and we could be definitely staring into the playoffs at that point. I'll be excited. I'll be officially 100% sold that we're going to the playoffs at that point if we take 2 for sure. What do you guys think about that one? And we got 77 in the building. I need for you guys to like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Guys, that is pretty much the show I have for you guys today. Like I said, tomorrow we will be doing a film breakdown with me and Andy on Jack Jones when during his time with the Patriots. We're going to be covering that. You guys don't want to miss that one. It's going to be a great show. You know how we do it with the film breakdowns, nice commentary. We go back and forth, and you guys just don't want to miss it. But shout out to Lord Buddy Bear with the $5 haymaker. Little off topic, but what's the first jersey you ever had? Mine's a Charles Woodson 24. It don't fit, but I still have it. So one of the first jerseys I had, one of the first Raider jerseys I had was a customized jersey, had my last name on it, and I had it in, I think it was like 6th grade or something like that. And yeah, it had my last name on it. It was a Raider jersey. It was customized, and it was in white. It was the white one. Man, I wish I still had it, but it definitely wouldn't fit for sure. But that was the first one. I used to like players growing up, and one of my favorite players growing up was Mike Allstott. So I also had a Mike Allstott jersey growing up because I just liked players and I liked fullbacks. And who was the, you're really looking back, the fullback is dead now, right? You don't really see the fullback in today's game anymore. So those are one of those type of jerseys that I wish I still had and add to my collection. But a Raiders one, it was a customized Raider one. Had a Marcus Allen one. And now I just got all kinds of them that I can't fit because I got too big. But got a Derek Carr sitting in the closet. I got a Khalil Mack. I got that like months before he got traded. Nnamdi Asomugha. I got you guys saw me at the function we had in New Jersey. I was wearing my Jim Otto one. I have a Terrell Pryor one, the number 2 Terrell Pryor. So I got that. I got a Tim Brown. So yeah, but my first one was a Charles Woodson. I'm not Charles Woodson, a customized with my name on the back. And I also got one that says Big Mike with my football number that I wore in high school. So, and I think I wore it on the show before. I think on the next one I'll wear that for you guys because I can still fit that. Let's see. When Denver beat the Chiefs, that's the first time Mahomes lost an AFC West team on the road. Every other loss came in Arrowhead. Hey, well, you saw what we did in Arrowhead last year. We had a 17-point lead last year in Arrowhead, and we squandered that one. So, they're not invincible in Arrowhead. You never know. If we can beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead, that would make my Christmas for sure. Let's see. Who better to question or change the defensive setup than a Pro Bowl, Super Bowl linebacker? Damn straight, Marvin Lewis. That's a damn fact, right? If anybody's gonna be like, no, that's wrong, it will be Coach Pierce for sure. Let me see. Raider Nation, my first jersey were 24, Mac 52 in black, and now I have Crosby and Adams. Oh yeah, I do have a Crosby one as well. I think Adams might be next, and for sure. I'm looking at Spillane now. Spillane might be the one. That might be the next one. But guys, let's see. Dodgers everything in the building. What's hood, Big Mike? Raiders. Hey, good to see you, man. Guys, keep an eye out on the community tab. I don't know if you guys saw it, but my mom is doing a fundraiser for where she works. She's like a mentor educator for adults with special needs, and they're doing a fundraiser to kind of improve their quality of education over where she works at that institution. They're doing a fundraiser. They're selling popcorn. I'm going to put the link in the community tab. If you guys can power numbers, go in there and purchase some popcorn, purchase multiple bags. It's $20 for one thing of popcorn. It's like a big gallon of popcorn. If you want to purchase more than that, if you guys want to give back, that would be great for the holidays. I would appreciate it. Power in numbers. I don't ask much from you guys, but if I had to ask one thing, please support my mother with that one. Please support me. Please support special needs adults who are trying to make it in this world and be productive members of society. So make sure you guys check that out on the community tab. Tomorrow I'll share it on a link on my show. But with that, guys, I am out. Before I go to the Philippines, it was a family trip. It was a family trip. But I'm glad to be home for sure. With that, I'm out. It's your boy, Big Mike Raider. And we're out of here. You guys have a good night. And you guys take care. Peace out.
This is one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, we just shot a few of my shits down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed. Wow, my cloaking devices just malfunction. Guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces from my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. Let's rock and roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, but now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas. You wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scrambled they spy drones.
That voice speaking